Hi, KT133 here. I thought I'd make a video on the fan film that got me to play Team Fortress 2. Go watch Emesis Blue if you haven't already. I'm late to the party talking about this as it's been over a year since Emesis Blue was released. But I have seen 0 people mention this when talking about the various cinematic parallels the film uses, and I think it's a very important one, absolutely crucial to the understanding and plotline of this nearly 2-hour Team Fortress 2 fan film. Okay, so early on in Emesis Blue, Scout sees a bunch of tapes knocked over in Medic's office. As he's tidying them up, he notices one of them is labeled M, brackets 1931. The implication is that it's M for Medic, and it's footage of Medic from 1931. Scout's medical report, the one Soldier finds, says that he's 23 years old, and Emesis Blue is set in 1968. Scout is curious about what Medic was up to before he, Scout, was born, between the wars. Scout steals the tape. In a later scene, we see Scout at home watching a black and white film. While we're never told this directly, this film is 1931's M, directed by Fritz Lang. A very good director I can recommend. He also directed Ministry of Fear, a film about a man who gets caught up in a bunch of espionage stuff because he won the wrong cake at a raffle. I enjoyed it enough to rewatch it multiple times. The film is in German, which makes sense as Medic speaks German. While we don't get to see Scout's initial reaction to watching what's in the tape, as we cut to the scene in media res, I imagine it was a mixture of disappointment in himself upon realizing that the tape is just a movie and that he betrayed Medic's trust for basically nothing. Kinda ironic, as his trust in Medic will be tested later in the film. So this plot beat reminded me of something. This feels familiar, what is this? And then it occurred to me what it was, and I smiled. Eureka! Of course! Emesis Blue has referenced films that can be described as highly respected, iconic, and, very important here, dark. Films like The Shining, Jacob's Ladder, Seven, and Dr. Strangelove. But there's one more film above the rest. The film I'm thinking about is 2005's The Pacifier. For those unfamiliar with the film's work, The Pacifier is about a military man who, after failing to protect a scientist, is forced to look after and protect the scientist's 5 children in the suburbs while his boss tries to recover the computer program that the scientist was working on. The film's premise is part of the tradition of the main character, who is usually played by a famous in-real-life wrestler, /bodybuilder /martial artist, is an action man who is unexpectedly forced to survive in a domestic setting subgenre. It's a tale as old as 1990s Kindergarten Cop. In The Pacifier, the main character, Shane Wolf, played by Vin Diesel, while cleaning the house, comes across a disc labeled Ghost. This looks significant because Ghost is the name of the computer program the scientist was working on that everybody is after.
Plummer was the best security expert the Department of Defense ever had. He was working on a program to scramble launch codes that he called Ghost.
Shane Wolf, after fighting tooth and nail to protect the disc in an action sequence, pops it into a disc player, and Whoopi Goldberg appears on the screen. The disc was not the much sought-after computer program, it was the 1990 romance film Ghost, starring Whoopi Goldberg. Cut to Shane and the kids looking very, very disappointed.
We want our Ghost movie? Haven't they ever heard of Blockbuster?
Jeez, you got a whole video store in there.
Both The Pacifier and Emesis Blue have a major plot beat where a main character finds a labeled piece of storage media, mistake it as important documents, take it, and then realize it's just a movie. And that is very funny to me. I love it. Cinematic masterpieces, both of them, chef's kiss. This may be entirely unintentional on the part of Fortress Films, still very funny though. People who make every film reference in Emesis Blue metas get on this.